tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What is up, AFTERBUZZ TV Nation? It is Bachelor in Paradise Season 1, Episode 6. I'm JC, and let's not spend any more time across the table. Who do we got? Who's mixing the tapes tonight? That's right, Miss Cat. That's right.
I'm like totally mixing these things over here.
Do it. Mix.
Drinks.
DJ R2D2.
DJ R2D2, but her legion of fans know her as Cathy Cupcake Kelley. What is up, Cathy? And no show would be complete. The boy came in from San Francisco for this show, driving at about 100 miles. No, you would never speed.
A-Town. What?
Baytown.
Baytown. My favorite bay. My anaconda does want some.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was...
My anaconda does. Yes, my name is Daniel Jacob Hoyt.
I'm calling you Anaconda for the rest of the show tonight.
My God.
Okay, as you can tell, we're having a good time, and of course, our referee for tonight is, we'll call him the Nangineer.
Nangineer!
What's up, everybody? What's up? Nando, what is up, buddy? Okay, not all at once. My anaconda's up.
His anaconda. Oh, all right.
This song gets really dirty, though. Like, we're going to have to do an explicit.
Okay, we are a family show.
He said his anaconda was up.
Oh.
Okay, Nando, you just changed our show from PG-13 to... Nando rated.
It's Bachelor in Paradise.
Okay, let's talk about love.
It's serious.
We're here to talk about love.
Let's do it.
Okay, so...
Shout out to Graham Bunn, who's watching us live, and everybody else that's watching us live.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hola, ¿qué tal, Graham?
Hola, ¿qué tal, my friend? And Robert Graham and all the Grahams of the world.
And of course, our, what is it, our 20 million weekly downloads. Hello.
Yep. Well, hello. Those people are the best.
We got to say hi to all our fans everywhere around the world, but we are here to talk about a show.
Yep.
What? Okay, it's down to the nitty-gritty. I've noticed the show's gotten a lot more serious.
Serious, and the editing has gotten less serious, which I kind of love.
The editing is hilarious this season. So spot on with
spot on.
I don't know if they hired a new editor or if there's just more content to make fun of. It's great.
To make light of.
To make light of, yes.
Correct, correct. Because I just started in fantastic. I did get a rose this week, so I'm glad to be back. And masterful last week, guys. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And
did you see my prediction?
No, I missed it. Oh, wait.
My prediction. Do you remember what my prediction was?
No, I don't listen to you.
I don't. But listen. Is that DJ R2D2?
Okay, we got an hour show here, Anaconda.
Get it out.
My prediction, I'm getting it up. My prediction was that Zach and Jackie would have a moment, and I said they'd have more than a moment. What did they have tonight?
They did. You're right. You know, actually,
I predicted that you had insider information.
Oh no! I had zero.
Oh,
I have zero.
We've gone off the rails. What is there something I'm missing? What, Danny?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, Cathy, what'd you get out of tonight?
It seems like a lot of relationships are forming and getting more serious, which is it's cool to see because I mean, every season, you know, you end up with one couple, and this is a different kind of show where it looks like there could be multiple people having relationships post-show.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, let's say they do, because I'm sure besides just recapping it, we're also going to dissect the fact, can these couples make it in the real world?
Yeah.
And if they do, what's going to happen to the Bachelor franchise? Should we just go into Paradise? It seems like they have much more success.
I feel like the
be like Survivor meets Bachelor.
Just saying.
With multiple winners.
Yeah.
But winners for real because you're winning
for the right reasons.
For the right reasons.
Ding. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know if it's just the editing or people are having more real conversations, but it seems like we're getting to see more of their actual personalities on the show, as opposed to the little snippets that you see, you know, when someone gets one-on-one date throughout an entire season of The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Poor Graham, though, he hasn't got his date card. He hasn't had his name on a card.
He's really bummed about it.
Yeah, and
He's super bummed about it.
Awkward silence. Okay, so with that said, so shall we actually talk about what happened? Which we start off with the open, where it was still the aftershock, the aftermath of Lucy being sent home, and I guess, well, tonight what I got was Jesse is the bad guy. I guess, I mean,
yeah.
Whatever happened to him? Because think about it, when he was in, gosh, I lost place. What season he was in?
Bachelor in Paradise.
Bachelor Pad.
Or Bachelor Pad. Yeah, that's what I meant.
But his first Bachelor season, I'm forgetting who he was. Was he Emily?
No, he was before that.
Before that, yeah.
Jillian. No.
After chat roll, let us know. Which I forgot to say, hey guys, what's up? If you guys are watching us live on AfterBuzzTV.com, hello. But if you're not, go to YouTube, Stitcher, OneCast. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about DJ Cathy Cupcake Kelley's beanie. And
I stole it.
And what else you expect this season? But getting into Jesse, he started I remember him being this really stand-up guy, and then Bachelor Pad, you saw him he was a little more ruthless. And what do we see now in Paradise?
He doesn't have a great connotation right now.
Yeah, what happened?
He was from Jillian Harris's season.
Okay.
Jillian's.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of saw hints of this. There was rumblings amongst the girls of this displeasure with Jesse, and it came to a head. And you know what? I think it was rightfully so. I think it was probably good in the long run. I think that's probably more beneficial. I think it's beneficial for Jesse to hear it from a girl, because he's a guy that's a good-looking guy that's well-spoken. He's outgoing. So I'm sure sometimes that confidence can dominate and unintentionally step on people's toes to where they may not tell him their feelings. I think it was probably good for her confidence to have that moment where she gets to tell him how she feels. She puts the bow on it, and you know what I mean? Yeah. She wasn't mean, but she was honest. And I think it needed to be said to him. He needed to hear it, and she needed to say it. I think that moment was good.
Yeah. I think that that's a very hard moment for a girl, because you feel so hurt, you feel embarrassed, and especially with a guy who I feel like, I don't know, he seemed a little bit able to manipulate feelings.
And maneuver the situation.
And he's very well spoken, and in that moment she might have not had time to think over what she was going to say, so it might not have come out as eloquently as she would have wanted it to. But I think that, I don't know, he just seems like a smooth talker.
Yeah, and see, I got this much out of you guys when I was just going to talk about the fact that Sarah Heron was going to say that he likes to drink a lot. He's here for the booze. That was like the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, they didn't have any problem finding edits of that quote of him talking about free booze. It was mentioned a lot.
Right. Yeah. So, I guess you need a heavy, because everything else is so. Things are getting serious. People are falling in love. You need that counterbalance of the villain, I guess, of Jesse Kovacs. So let's start getting into some. I'm sure we'll talk about Cody and Michelle and Too Fast Too Soon, perhaps. We don't know.
Too Fast Too Furious.
Yes.
You know what is one thing I noticed, and when we were talking about the editing, when they showed at the beginning of the season, before we even knew Jesse was coming, and they showed the ambulance and they teased some of that stuff. If this would have been regular Bachelorette, they would have cut to clips of Jesse getting a little intense about just this situation. They kind of could have made it look like it was going to be there was going to be a fight that went down, Jesse and Tasos maybe. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So these are the kind of things that change the editing game for the editors. But at the same time, they're having a lot of fun with it. It just changes it, because there could have been some drama there, and they could have led us to believe episode 5 come down to this big fight with
Jesse, and made it, because they've been masterful, like you guys said earlier, the way they edited the show.
It's just different because they can't give away some of the information at the beginning. So
right. So before we give away anything, these people will probably have, as you guys say, really pretty babies. Marcus and Lacy. Yeah. Date number 1.
Okay, so they were saying before they left, I think it was Sarah Heron who said that they had really pretty tan, or they would have really pretty tan babies. This is the first date where I noticed they look kind of like siblings. Like, they look like two tan, blue-eyed siblings.
Bright-eyed,
that make out a lot.
That make out a lot. Oh, well, that's weird.
I mean, they're a good-looking couple, but they kind of look alike.
Interesting.
They look like, so you know how we talked about last season?
They have smiley
Andy's
eyes.
Season? Andy and Josh looked alike.
Yeah.
They kind of are the equivalent of that for me.
Well, does that make good-looking kids, or does that make not as good-looking kids?
I mean, they're both good-looking people, so I'm sure they'll make attractive babies.
We're TV hosts, not scientists, Danny. That's just way too much to ask, man. I'm telling you. But
we are baby experts.
That's true. No, I was going to say, though.
Bay experts.
Bay experts.
Statistics say, and what is it? Statistics are right 60% of the time, according to Cathy.
60% of the time it works.
Yes. That you tend to look for a partner that looks like you. A lot of people do. That's why your explanation
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's a different kind of thing.
All right.
It's different?
All right,
but it's more likely that birds of a feather flock together than, you know... What's the opposite? Opposites attract.
What about flying V's?
Let's talk about the date, y'all.
Quack.
The fact that Marcus is in love with Lacy, and we have yet to hear that from Lacy.
We have yet to hear that.
Tonight.
She still didn't say it, though. There's a difference in saying, I'm falling in love with you. You can give that out semi-easily. I don't think you should, but I'm saying she can give that out without feeling like she gave up the L word. She could just be dating and say that.
But she did tell him she loves him.
No, she said, I'm falling in love with you. She didn't say, I love you. That's
so,
a big difference.
So that was the big production, because after she said that, all the jungle roared. You hear all
and
the
it seemed to like ease what he wanted to hear from him. It was it was enough to keep him there, but she didn't tell him straight up like, I'm in love with you too.
I feel like he is still falling in love with her. He's not in love with her yet, even though he said it.
Agreed. I think he's, my personal opinion, infatuated. Yeah. It's a heightened situation.
Okay.
Not saying that they can't.
Not saying that they can't. I think it fast-tracked. Yeah. He said in the first episode, he goes, well, I'm still in love with Andy. He said that at the very beginning. I just think that's an awfully, not to say it's impossible. I don't know either of them. That's just a quick transition.
Some people fall faster than others, too.
Yeah, and in a heightened situation, I mean, it's possible. It is very possible.
It's romance on steroids.
Back to my original point. She didn't say it.
Sorry, Dan.
No, I was just going to say, she didn't say it. She said, I'm falling in love with you.
Do you think they will make it in the real world?
I think they could. At least for
Where do they live?
while.
He lives in Texas, and she lives...
I believe here in California.
I would say that...
That's the biggest hurdle.
That could be the biggest hurdle, yeah.
That's what I just said.
I was reiterating what you were saying.
I beat you to it. The hurdle.
That could be a big hurdle. And other than that, I mean... it's hard because they went so fast, and then it's kind of taking it slow and moving it at a normal pace. Do you think I would love for them to work out?
Because right now, all we see is the lovey-doveyness, and they're super attractive people, but what brings them together? What do they have in common?
I mean, yeah, that's one of the hardest things is, I mean, we also haven't seen those conversations of, oh, this is my family, like all this stuff, because we know that has happened. They've talked about in their interviews that those kind of conversations have happened. They've talked about what does this look like outside of here already.
And
we just aren't privy to that.
Yeah, so it's hard to make
that's what's hard for us to comprehend. Like, we don't know, are they the same religion? Are they,
what are
their finances? Like, those are conversations that you would have when you're in a relationship outside of a TV show. So barring all of those things are in line with each other, yes.
So we're going to take Mike Fleiss's direction and figure out the fact that they must get along financially. They must have the same point of views.
Well, I don't know. I mean...
No, it's just because...
I don't think that's Mike Fleiss's or any of the other producers' doings. I think it's just they were physically attracted to each other, so they started hooking up, and then they realized that they also liked each other, so they went on a couple dates, and that's where they're at right now.
No, I'm just saying we should be on that assumption, the fact that they're great matchmakers. That's what I'm saying. You know, the fact, they've handled it.
I mean, when you pair up like 30 attractive people in a room together, like someone's gonna date. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Speaking of, can we talk about the date card? I like the date card they gave. Choose a Lacy to go with you on this date. That was was really
That
funny.
was cute. Yeah, it's like a foregone conclusion. We've known.
Well, and when else can they do things like take liberties with date cards in this way? They can't, you know. I mean, they can put them in for the right person at the right time to intensify things.
What if they would have given them the date that Cody and Michelle had, the wedding, with the wedding dress, and given it to them instead?
I think they wanted to give it to Michelle to freak her out.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I think that could have been interesting to watch.
Because think about it, at the end, then like Marcus would have been like, "What? We really didn't get married? What? Oh man,
This wasn't real?
Lacy,
We're
what?"
not-
Because they're so
Are
into
you
each
guys
other.
paying for her ring too? I still think I would have enjoyed watching Cody and Michelle's more because they were having like he's like holding her up while they're having
No,
conversation.
it was cute. No,
And if you're gonna do a photo shoot, Michelle is gorgeous.
Oh
so.
my gosh, she doesn't take a bad photo.
Yeah.
that is true. Well, let's before we move on to them. Actually, I do want to talk to Nando real quick. Nando, you know what AfterBuzz needs?
Well, what does it need, JC?
We need an air conditioner. It is hot. It's like 100 degrees here. But I'm gonna tell you something. You know where you can find that air conditioner?
Where can you find one, JC?
Walmart. And I'm telling you, if you go to Walmart, and I'm bringing this up for a point, Walmart has this great offer called Savings Catcher. And we've all been to Walmart, and we always are shopping for the best deal out there. We'll go wherever we need to go. We'll surf the internet. But if you go to Walmart and you get your receipt, and let's say you buy an air conditioner, great, you get it for X amount of dollars, and another place has that air conditioner for, let's say, $50 cheaper. Well, Walmart, we will give you that difference in an e-card, so you can spend it on maybe Bachelor in Paradise, the DVD set.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it goes elsewhere. Stretch your dollar. Kathy, what were you going to say?
Essentially, you get a hot deal on a cool item.
Better said. See, it took me like 10 minutes, but I'm telling you, people, you have to go out. But what you have to do is you have to go to get an app, right? You have to get the Walmart app, the savings app, and that's another way that'll show you the savings. But if you don't have the app, just go to walmart.com/savings catcher, and you can start your savings.
Cool.
Well said.
It says on items that keep you fresh.
Yes, like an air conditioner. All right,
JC,
so,
I won't go to Walmart right now, but I do have air conditioning for you. I'll get a real one later.
Coming
at
through in the
Walmart.
clutch, the engineer.
an engineer.
The engineer.
All right.
Nangineer.
So speaking about too hot too soon,
Yeah, never.
Cody and Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Your personal opinion.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Jason.
Sure, man.
Do you
Cody
think it was too
Code.
hot? Was Cody Code too hot too soon? Was it too much too fast?
he is an all-in guy. He's been like this with in Andy's season as well. But here's the thing: at first, even Michelle was like, "Oh my gosh, this is too much." But the way he handled the situation, that's just the type of person he is. If people can't handle that, then maybe that's not the person for him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Michelle doesn't, because the way he actually explained himself was perfectly. Because he's just a guy that's on. You're not. Let's say other characters, other people on the island, Jesse, may have ulterior motives, but Cody, he is there to make a connection. It could be too strong. I am worried about the age difference for me.
How old
What
is
is
he?
the gap? 33 and
He's 26 and yeah,
he's 33, right?
I believe, so, yeah, and who's to say? I don't know, because he's very
Age is
mature
just a
for his
number,
age.
yeah.
He's very mature for his age, but I wonder how that will play out. I wonder what will happen if, let's say, if they end up together.
Yeah.
Will he have to move to Salt Lake? Will she move to Chicago? What's going to go on there? I'm sure it'll probably. I'm making an assumption here, but I would think it'd be easier for Cody to move to Salt Lake. But are you going to get a boy from Chicago to come
can't.
to Salt Lake?
Michelle probably wouldn't want to uproot her daughter.
Exactly.
Especially since she's already school age.
I love
I
him.
struggle. Yes, I mean he seems like he has the biggest heart, and obviously that's what every person wants and deserves, is someone who's going to be there just for them, who's
Yep.
all about them. It's hard watching, someone who's all in it with one person, and then that doesn't work out, and then they're all in it with the next person, and then they're all in it with another person.
There's positive and
it kind of
negatives to it.
lessens the. I don't even know how
I don't know.
to
There's something to be
describe
said
it.
about people like that, though, who can say, you know what? I'm gonna part the Reds, part everything else, and I'm gonna go 2 feet in completely with this situation.
He is glass half full. He is glass whole full.
He's happy to
Yeah.
have the glass.
Yes.
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that. Think about it.
there's something to be said about that. I agree. It does lessen a little bit of the impact. Like, well, you did the situation. You just did this, and you said the same thing.
From Michelle's perspective is, well, what makes me different than the last girl that you were just in love with, head over heels after 2 days?
Yeah, and so it lessens the impact a little bit. I get that. However,
he could legitimately have those feelings. It's just it's from a girl's perspective,
And she mentioned the fact that she feels smothered by him at times.
She said she could,
Yes, but he immediately nipped that at the bud. He said, you know, if she needs her space, it's what she needs.
Yeah, he did say that.
I like that he respect that and he didn't argue with her or. That says a lot about him. He
kind of does this like smiley thing when he talks all the time, no matter what they're talking about, which makes it very welcoming, like whatever he's saying. So even though they were having a very serious conversation, it was he's approachable about anything. And I think she liked that because right away she's having that conversation with Jesse, which, side note, can we pause this? Did you guys notice while they were talking, do you remember when Brooks was at dinner later on with Jackie and he was saying, I forgot what she was talking about, I'm just staring at her? I felt like Jesse was looking at Michelle this way. Michelle was like talking and he was just like...
to conquer everyone.
Like he just looked like he wanted her so bad, like he wasn't even listening. And she's like opening up.
Why was she getting advice from Jesse Kovacs?
Yeah. Anyways, hold on. That was just my pause.
Smart girl. Why is she doing that?
We'll go back to this. But anyway, I just want to know if you guys picked up on that as well. But she's like divulging and she's like, maybe I just need to like break it off. And then they cut to, and again, this is editing, but then they cut to them talking on the beach and she's like, oh, okay, I would love that. And basically like flips 180 and she's okay with it. Which is okay. That just says a lot about how Cody received what she had to say. And she felt like he heard her, processed it, understood it, and respected it, most importantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my love grows for Cody.
This is getting really far ahead of ourselves, but I feel like he would be a really good stepdad. Like, he seems like he would be really good with kids. And,
Yeah.
He doesn't care who's watching. He does his own thing.
Well, yeah, we saw that. He was rocking some awesome moves down on the beach with the rocks.
Okay, so we're ending on a nice note with Cody, and we'll come to their date. You know, we'll talk about them a little later, but I am really interested to talk about Sarah.
Okay.
And Sarah was very happy with Robert. You know, I'm so happy. Robert and I were, you know, they're kissing, and we've seen this
French kissing, as she said.
Oui, oui.
In the ocean, oui, oui.
But everything's great until Brooke shows up. And hello, she said she was here to see Brooks.
Essentially,
to meet Brooks. Okay, how does that feel for Robert watching that? I'm concerned right there because this is gonna get me in hot water, but I'm like, if she was waiting for Brooks, then why didn't she wait for Brooks? It's called playing the game, I know.
No, I think that it's just like in real life. Like, say you have a crush on someone that you've never met or you met once and they're not in the picture at that moment, you know, you move on. Like, if someone else is asking you on a date, you go on a date with them or...
Yeah.
Okay, but then now Brooks actually likes Sarah. That's the person he found most intriguing.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah. There's a lot to this. It's a full story.
It's heavy. It's kind of loaded. What do you do? I think she opened her brain to the idea of Brooks once Brooks showed up. But then, like she said, it helped once Brooks showed up to solidify that, you know what? I had an idea, and I liked the idea of Brooks. But she didn't know Brooks in that way. And she liked the idea of it. And then Robert perfectly timed, obviously, this note and the whole light up my life. So I want to do light up your... Perfectly timed.
Wow.
Freaking cute.
Yeah.
Like, what girl doesn't want that?
And then right away she's like, and then Robert solidified. You know, so it was. I don't think she did anything wrong. I think she had this idea and she was fond of this idea of Brooks. And Brooks walks up and she's like, well, shoot, this is what I had an idea of. Let me keep my mind open for just a second. That's not being, you know, rude to Robert. I think she was just trying to be proper because you don't want to walk down a path and then wonder what if.
Right.
And that's a huge thing, and a lot of people do this. They were like, you know, let's say she would have not even like went with the Brooks thing, just sealed it off. Her and Robert get in hot water next week, and she's like, well, shoot, I should have rolled the dice on Brooks.
Yeah.
You don't want to wonder what if.
It seemed like the guys were getting really territorial last week. Like, this week. Last week they were all wishy-washy about like their relationships, and this week they're like, no. They're like dogs peeing and marking their territory.
Yeah, no, I know.
He said, I like when Robert goes, that's my bae. That's my baby. My baby.
But you know what? It's actually, you know, Cathy and Danny, you explained it perfectly. It happens in relationships.
Yep.
You know, it's a fantasy until you act upon it.
Yep.
So, you know, it was all fair for Sarah. So I apologize, Sarah, for questioning.
She was crying for a second.
She got a
like
little
when they
teary-eyed.
were all talking upstairs. Yeah.
So
I love the point. Okay, Graham, when the three of them walk away, Brooks, Zach, and Robert, they walk upstairs, and Graham goes, I'm never included in
The consultations. He's like, I'm never included in the consultation.
That was funny.
you should. He's wisdom. So, all right. So let's move on to the date of Jackie and Brooks. That was cute. And
Brooks is funny. He's quick.
yes.
And I think she liked that. That was fresh for her.
And he was trying to get a kiss, ended up getting one on the cheek, and he got worked on the foosball table.
He did get worked. He got absolutely worked.
I'm just gonna say,
Say it.
I love foosball, and I feel like I could have won.
Oh, so are you challenging Jackie here? Are we having
I'm
like a
challenging anyone in the world to foosball.
No, Cathy, you
They
know.
said- okay,
you
so-
know. I've played you in foosball. You know I would smoke you.
No, we played on the same team one time,
Right.
and who got all the points?
I opted to play defense to be nice and let you score.
Me.
I'm
I got all
only-
the points. Everyone was so in shock because I was like, bam, got another one. Bam, got another one. I'm just like really good.
I'm only saying this because I'm opening the invitation for Jackie if she's ever in town to have like a foosball
We will
challenge
bring
We
the foosball
know-
table right here.
between
I was gonna say
Jackie
we
and
know a
Cathy.
good bar with a foosball table.
Oh yeah, there's a
No,
good
no.
one on the west side.
No production. I mean, AfterBuzz is big enough. We can bring a foosball table
Get a
and have
foosball
Jackie.
table
It
right
goes
there.
down here.
Please. I would love that.
Okay.
Okay.
Jackie
Parr.
We hope you're watching, or you have a distant relative they may watch our show.
Okay, so they also said, this is my problem.
Or an
They said
ex-boyfriend?
Before they did the foosball game, they said no spinners, and they still spun.
Both of them. Are you a
Both of
spinner?
them. I love spinning. Like
Well,
that's
no
yeah.
spinners. I feel like spinners is cheating.
Oh, they were all doing it though.
Because everyone's doing it, you can do it. Everyone's doing it.
But then,
It gets intense.
see, it's chummy. You know,
Yeah.
there's not like crazy sparks. There's they're genial people.
Yeah.
They get along. But meanwhile, at the Love Hut, Zach is going crazy.
Yeah.
So after, I mean, he left Claire and now he's with Jackie. And did the feelings get that intense that quickly?
Well, I think
Or is it-
it's kind of like what we talked about with Sarah. It's like the
Territorial.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a little bit of the idea. Like, okay, I gave this person my rose. Like, not only did I like the idea of her, but then I made an actual real life gesture to
Yeah.
her, and she accepted it. So that takes you down the path together. Okay. And so for him, he's like, well, shoot, like I walked down this path, and now I'm feeling like she turned around, and like I'm just standing here by myself. That's a lonely feeling. That's a very lonely feeling. I speak from experience in a recent encounter. It's a
Oh, really?
lonely feeling.
We'll save that for the after show.
After show.
Yes.
I have a question. If you do like a date like where it's very competitive, sometimes girls like to let a guy win. Do you think that was bad for his ego that he lost?
Sometimes, I just want you to know, sometimes guys
Let girls
win.
Yeah.
Well done, Brooks.
Yes.
Hmm.
And,
Good man. It didn't get you the rose, but it was
Or a kiss.
And Brooks is a
On
gentleman.
the lips or the cheek.
And that's
I guess it didn't really get you anywhere. But I respect the move, Brooks. I respect the move.
you too. All right. All right, let's
Or
move
the
on.
lack of
We've
thereof.
spent way too much time on this date because I think the next date we have a lot to talk about because
Yeah.
it's kind of the triangle
It is.
of Christy, Jesse, and
Tasos.
the
Yeah.
Latino Tasos, who's got a tan and he's
Taco.
Tasos.
Can I just say this? I thought that was kind of actually a big dick move
Yeah,
by
it
Jesse
was.
to call him Taco for no reason. He doesn't know him, and I thought it was actually really like an a-hole move of Jesse to do that.
I think we
Several
did that on
times.
our after show when he
But,
first
like,
walked
No,
out
I
of
don't think
the-
we ever did.
Out
No,
of the limo?
no,
No.
I don't think so.
Someone's gonna do a montage of
someone's-
us calling him Taco.
Yeah, but not, and we weren't like dissing
We weren't
him.
dissing
Like he
him,
wasn't
yeah.
trying to date the girl that I'm dating, so I'm doing it as like a mean way.
yeah.
I thought it was the way it came
felt
off.
very sophomore.
It felt like a dagger.
Like a jab, yeah.
Do you think producers knew this? Let's say, because they interview everyone extensively and they know everyone inside and out, that a possible connection between Christy and Jesse, and that the antidote would be Tasos.
I don't think so. You can't predict that.
Yeah, they didn't know that the
I mean, the
antidote would be
perfect
Tasos. I
timing.
think that it was the perfect timing that Michelle and Christy had that conversation, and I think that it was... They know when to send in a player and when to send in a good guy. I don't think that it necessarily was, you know...
Okay, so
going in.
So they had some back
Christy
in the hotel.
Let me run down what happened.
Okay, do it.
The conversation happens, okay, between Michelle and Christy. Producers are back at the hotel. Tasos is upstairs on lockdown. He's in the room. He's probably doing push-ups, watching Spanish television, just waiting, eating some 24-hour room service chicken wings or something like this. This conversation happens. The producers run up. Tasso, grab your bags. We're leaving in 22 minutes. Like, it was, they knew that was the play at the time to insert him.
They knew the moment.
They knew the moment.
The same way that they knew that they were going to bring in Brooks the second that Sarah was in a happy relationship. It didn't matter whether it was with Robert.
They were like, oh my God, she's French kissing Robert in the ocean. Go get Brooks now.
It didn't matter whether it was going to be with Robert, whether it was going to be with Marcus, whether whoever it was going to be with. They just know when she's spoken for, we should send in Brooks, who is the one guy that she would be here for.
Okay, wait. Then I have a question. Do you think it's possible that there were other people in the hotel that never got sent in?
I have a strange feeling
that there were other guys and girls that never got. There were alternates that they said, "Well, let's wait." And
I believe so.
I think there were. I don't know who, but I think there were maybe 2 more guys and 2 more girls that at some point they kept. And then when they sent in like let's say when Jesse came in, they sent in Jesse as like maybe a player type. Someone else, they're like, "Okay, well, we don't need this guy," and they sent him.
How miserable would that be to sit in a hotel for 3 weeks, just getting room service? I mean, like, getting room service and like watching television sounds like it's great, but being sequestered by yourself for 3 weeks sounds
you sound like you speak from experience.
Yeah, and you're saying sequestered. No,
you would be sequestered. You're not even allowed to like go to the pool.
No Wi-Fi.
But you probably got like nice thread count sheets, and you're just watching
by yourself.
Yeah,
that's fun for like a day.
You can look out the window. You can't go outside.
Okay, you're scaring me, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I agree.
You know why?
And then you
Cathy
can't even find love. I was not there.
No,
okay.
I wasn't either. But
so let's talk about...
Thanks for clarifying.
We should clarify that.
Okay.
I just want to know, like, if you guys agree with us, tweet us, or mention on the chat roll, or comment on YouTube. But let us know, like, what you think. If you think other people are there. And I want to know who you think was maybe there.
Oh.
Yes. Who didn't make it to the show? If anyone was
there, just who you think might have been there. Like, who was an alternate for Jesse, or who was an alternate for Markel maybe that week? Or
so I know for a fact that there were other people approached. We all know that there were other people approached prior to bringing people down to Mexico. I don't know that anyone else was sitting there at the time that Tasos came in.
I'd really like to know.
I feel like they might have brought a couple people down like at the beginning and been like, oh, well, we're not going to use you, just because I think they tried to match certain people up. Like they said to a Sarah Heron or whoever was there as a girl, is there someone in the Bachelor franchise that you would just die to have on the show, or like that you were crushing on so hard? And so they got that list of, oh, well, I always thought that, you know, so-and-so was cute, so-and-so was cute, but I have had a crush on this person via Instagram for 3 months now. Like, you know.
Via Instagram.
I mean, that's what it seems like most of these relationships.
So what do we think of the Tasos Christy date?
I think...
Is it very promising?
I didn't see a lot of substance on the date, but I feel like there could be something there legitimately.
The kiss part was weird, where he said, I really want to kiss you right now, and she was like, well...
But he came back with the but. He's like, but... I want you to feel comfortable, and that's the most important thing. He's such a stand-up, like, respectable guy.
He's such a stand-up guy.
How could any girl... He could have said something even vulgar right there, but I want to respect you. And she probably went, oh, my God.
I think
because he comes as such a likable guy.
Had she met him prior to this Jesse situation, she probably would have kissed him.
Oh, yeah, and he probably would have been a little more...
She even said, because of what happened a couple days ago, I want to really take this slow. And he respects that, and
which is very cool.
Shows his character.
So it's really well done. There could be some substance there. There could be something really there.
I don't know that I see them together.
No?
But I think that, like she said, that's what she needs right now.
Yes, that's right. TV rebound.
You know who I could see Tasos with?
Who?
Michelle Money.
Yeah.
Really? Way to stir up the pot after show.
Lit up when she saw him.
And she made so many like Tasos jokes. She wanted to toss his O's or whatever.
Well, she can make jokes about anything.
She's Michelle Money. Everything she says is money. Here's my thing. You want my honest opinion? Cody and Christy, Michelle and Tasos. Switch it up because I think both of those fit
And they
better.
live in the same area somewhat because Tasos in Colorado, Michelle in Utah, and Cody.
That's a short drive, man.
Yeah.
Colorado to Salt Lake City is not that bad.
We're not here to ruffle feathers. Right now they're happy, you know, respectively. So, but here's someone else that
Michelle
could be happy.
Money is a dime.
She is.
Okay.
Yes.
Get it? You get
got
it?
it. No,
Okay, let's move
great.
on. We're losing steam. Poor Nando's asleep right now. Let's get into the next date, which is I called him Zachy.
Zachy.
Yes, Zach.
But that's just Zach
Jackie.
with a Y.
Zach and Jackie.
Or Zachy IE, maybe?
IE, it's on the board. Oh, no, it's not. Rat farts. Oh, yeah, that is. Yes, Zachy.
Brooks. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the date with. Well, actually, mention the fact that Graham and Ashley didn't get a date, and
Yeah, Ashley got Graham got minimal camera time. Ashley got almost 0.
We didn't even see her until the second hour of the show.
Yeah.
and you know this whole series for the most part, except for was it last week or Monday?
Well, the last 2 weeks, ever since the week we had Graham on.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of Ashley or Graham, but
Yeah, because last week was the doubleheader.
Right.
We didn't see a lot of. Well, no, we saw plenty, but it was just tonight.
Just
really
because
threw me
there's no
off.
drama
I
between
mean
them.
overall for the series as a whole, they're the ones I think we've least focused on. You know, it's
Their relationship for sure.
Part of it because they're, I don't know, they're such solid people. Like it's hard to it's hard to sink your teeth into something juicy because there's not a lot of juicy there.
I wish we could see more. Just he's the Southern gentleman and she's more of a little of a spark plug. So I like to see that.
You want to see that? You want to see the
I
fire?
do.
You wanna see
Hopefully,
the sparks.
I think I'll see it next week.
Yeah.
That's but now to the date of Zach and Jackie. All right, so thoughts. What went right? What went wrong? What did we learn from this? And you guys were saying it's so awkward. What was that?
What?
You guys said I quit. So awkward. Why? I was like, what did we learn from this date? And you guys were all so awkward. And it was during the date.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah.
I don't know if it. I swear I wrote it on my notes. That's
Which part of it was at the very beginning?
Let's see. It says as Kathy and Danny so awkward. Why? And they were right about to kiss, or was there like a? I don't know if you guys caught something, an edit or something. Swear.
I don't remember
I don't remember. What was it? How did their date start? What was the first thing they did?
They went to the cave.
Yeah, they went to the cave. They swam through it. It was dark.
And they got to the
then
margaritas.
They talked on that lounge chair, and then they got back in the water and they kissed.
Yeah, was it something in the water that was awkward?
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it back.
Yeah, no, I just caught that.
I don't remember it being crazy awkward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was awkward either. I think he cited that he was nervous about it, and there was obviously more pressure there, but I think that they seem really cute together, and her body is banging.
Will they make it outside of this?
What?
Will they make it outside in the real world? That's what I
could see that.
I could see that too.
Yeah.
Okay, but now where do they live? He lives here, of course. We had him on a few weeks ago. Now where
she
does
lives
she
on
live?
the East Coast, I believe, somewhere.
Okay, so that could be
she
the
was
hurdle.
visiting here.
Okay.
When I met her from the East Coast.
Okay.
I believe.
All right. So,
Somewhere east of here.
All right.
That's for sure.
Anything's east from here.
Eastbound and down.
Which is
I think
coming
it's more
back.
like eastbound up.
Oh.
All right. We are off the rails. We got to move on to cocktail night and the downfall of Jesse.
Which for Jesse is every night.
Dun, dun, shh. Okay. No, but his first line was wants to squeeze every moment of time here.
Did he say wants to squeeze every girl here, or was it a moment? Just want to make sure we clarified on that.
I wrote that on my notes.
Yeah.
With these final words, desperation, he knew he was going down like a plane on fire, and he was just trying to save face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Or is he just that wrapped up? I mean, because it's so different from...
He said he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish there.
Did he really, or was that just to to save a little bit of face?
That kind of sounds like a dick thing, though. Like, when they're cutting it, I accomplished what I want to accomplish here.
Did you?
And then Michelle's like, so we hooked up with 3 girls.
Yeah.
And,
Again, spot on the editing. I just don't. I think that's something you say to try to convince yourself that you're all right. because I think he wasn't, and so he's self-talking himself into this place where like, yeah, no, you know what? I came here, I met people, I had a good time, drank a lot of free alcohol, I'm fine.
Will it sink in what the girl said to him?
Maybe. It might.
If he has a conscience, he'll feel bad about that.
Okay, here's the thing. In his defense, could that just... he's letting everyone know... Well, he's not. I was going to say maybe he's pretty transparent, but he's not. I was going to say he didn't tell
half
Christy.
and half. I mean,
okay.
If you see the signs when a guy is saying to you, when you're telling a story about like how you were recently cheated on, and a guy is saying to you, oh yeah, well, what did he do? Like, I'm just trying to think of what I would do in that situation, as opposed to,
I'm so sorry.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Like, why would a guy ever treat you like that? You deserve the world. You deserve so much loyalty. And he was not doing that. He was doing the opposite of, he probably did have a bra in his bed that was found by his significant other, or, you know, something along those lines. And he was remembering that story as opposed to, I don't know, it's just...
I mean, he got his comeuppance, and I mean, the fact that bravo to Christy, because this is probably a moment for her that she finally
needed that.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think this is really big for her to have this to move forward. That's a huge confidence booster. Like, you know what? I was wronged. And I think that's why it was so cool to see. We talked about this in other episodes, how Michelle kind of has been like the consoler. Like, she's been there for everyone.
Yeah.
And again, here she comes in as like the hero to like, no, girl, like, you need to like close this off. You were wronged, and you need to speak your mind because it's good for you and it's the right thing to do. And in some weird way, you're helping him. Not that that's her responsibility, but it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Guys like that need a wake-up call. Guys have moments. They make mistakes. We make mistakes. Like, I'm not a guy. We make mistakes, but like, there's been times where I've been put in check by a girl, and it's good to like take a step back. Like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
And you think about that. You remember that moment, and so in a weird way, she's hopefully helping him.
So you don't think he'll go back to his previous behavior
because that's easy and it's comfortable.
Because he said he's gonna. I'm sorry.
I mean, Lacy even said, she's like, well, guys like this need to be put in their place, because otherwise, like, if girls let them just walk all over them, they're gonna continue doing that to other girls. I feel like there are a lot of girls who feel like they can change a guy like Jesse when that's not really the case. He's either going to change for himself or, you know, like, he's never going to change. And you just, either you get to a point like Christy did tonight where you realize, okay, I don't want to go after the guy who is interested in 5 girls, and you just want that one guy like a Tasos who's going to be loyal. I don't know.
You know what's going to be interesting? Let's say a few months from now, because they always have these like little bachelor functions, and you'll see Jesse with all these people from this episode. So how will we feel when we see those pictures?
I mean, like he said, he made several friends there. It was the 3 girls that he probably won't be friends with. I think him and Michelle honestly will mend their friendship. Like, they'll be cordial.
I can give you a real life answer.
What?
I would like it, like I literally did when Graham put the picture up on Instagram tonight. Graham put up a picture of the 5 guys.
Yeah.
It was him, Robert, Zach.
There's no animosity.
Cody and Kovacs.
One line that I loved from tonight that Michelle said, even though it made no sense, I will single-handedly kill...
she said if some guy did that to my daughter,
I will single-handedly kill him with both hands.
She's always good for a quote.
It's very 80-40.
Love Michelle.
Very well said.
You know, and here's the thing. I want to clarify, and I think I speak for you guys. We don't know Jesse.
No,
not at all.
So
this
what
is
we're saying is, based off the edit on television, from what we saw on television is what we're like basing everything that we're saying off of. And so from what we've seen, what that needed to be said to him, and hopefully it will help him. Outside of this situation, we don't know.
Prime example.
The one thing that he did say in the car, though, that can't be edited was, well, I'm going to have probably 16 invitations to, you know, parties and asking for my number and whatever else. Like, that seemed kind of douchey.
That left a really bad taste in America's mouth.
All I got to say is, and we had her here for Bachelorette, Courtney Robertson.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Met
Very
her.
True.
An amazing person, fantastic person that we had here. And so
yeah,
who knows?
She's so cool.
Jesse could be very different. And actually, quick little gossip note. I had read something about Jesse. He was under the impression that actually Courtney was going to be in Paradise. Yes, but the whole book thing.
Didn't she say she was approached?
Yeah, but the whole book thing, I guess the way she kind of threw them slightly under the bus kind of affected her being on the show this season. I read that. I want to say it was like Hollywood Life. I
thought
quote
it was
me correctly.
approved by the Bachelor franchise.
I think it had to be.
They read over.
Then I may be wrong. I read it. I want to say like, oh gosh, I read it on IMDb today.
That were approached and either they didn't get enough money to drop everything for 3 to 4 weeks, or they just realized that they didn't want to be on a show. Another dating show.
Yeah.
So
I'll tweet it out just to make sure, just covering bases. But all right, so final couples, Lacy and Marcus. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I am so surprised.
The last rose they will give each other.
Well, we don't know that.
For this season.
Well,
because everything's about to change.
Yeah, no, there's no more rose
ceremonies.
There's
no more roses?
Yes, because everything's about to change.
Everything's about to change. Is everything about to change?
Everything's about to change.
I'm Chris Harrison, and everything's about to change.
Okay, so
how many times did he say that tonight? Like 18?
I don't know. I'm sure chat roll will let us know.
Everything's about to change. I want to see what's going to happen.
Okay, so what do we think is going to happen next? Well, that would be predictions. So let's do final thoughts, and we'll move on to predictions.
Right. Final thoughts.
What do we think about tonight? Do we see Bachelor in Paradise Season 2?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yep, I do. And I think that they'll add things every year. I think they will add an element next year. They will either have, I think 100% we see it again.
Okay. Cathy, what do you think?
I think that we will see a show like Bachelor in Paradise. I don't know that we will see it again next year. Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed what we saw so far.
Yeah.
You know, I can get enough Bachelor, Bachelorette. But I don't know. I hope that the ratings were solid enough. It was a great, you know, tying us over until the next season.
Yeah. Okay. And Cathy, you hit it right there. Ratings. Actually, the ratings they're doing rather well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing bigger numbers than Bachelor Pad. So what does that mean? They'll probably be back.
Yeah, and maybe they'll put a funky twist on the name or something like that.
Yes. All right. So let us move on to predictions. Okay, we've got, how many couples do we have? No one's coming on Love Island next week, so we have Lacy and Marcus.
They're gonna have babies.
Okay.
10 babies.
10 babies, 10 babies.
10 babies
all
with
three of us?
steel blue smiley eyes, yes.
Okay. Ashley and Graham.
Silence. Crickets.
I just don't know. I have no idea what point their relationship is at. Like, they haven't. Graham hasn't gotten a date card, so I feel for him.
Man, I'm really curious to see what happens next week. There wasn't. I mean, here's my prediction with that. We didn't see a lot of them tonight because we are going to see a lot of them next week.
Yes.
Do we split up? Are they going to split up the couples, or is it just you get to go on dates with that one person, or what? I want to know what it is.
I think it's going to be some sort of. Not a challenge, but some sort of element that like tests them interacting in like real world communication. Like, you've got to communicate to complete this. Not like it's a dangerous thing, but and not just for fun.
If you don't complete it,
if you don't complete it, you'll stay on the island. I don't know, like something that affects and makes them take it to another level communication wise, because that's usually where things change. Communication is fun when it's easy and you're in bathing suits and there's coconuts everywhere.
But here's the thing. But Graham and Ashley are the mature pair of the bunch, of everyone there. Yeah. You would think they've already had all those talks.
So they're going to put them in a pressure situation where you have to, it's not about having talks, it's about communicating. Maybe you have to complete something together, and there's time and it's pressure and how you guys relate and take care of each other. And that's what I think. I think it's going to be something like that.
Because there's no money involved, or so like if they fail the challenge. But if they fail, does that mean they cannot date anymore? Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know. They're gonna throw something.
All right, so we don't know.
In the outside world, like, you can still continue a relationship.
Not a batch, no.
No. We didn't mention the friendship between Michelle and Ashley.
Yeah. I feel like Michelle's not gonna stab her in the back.
What?
Well, because she was very much like protective of Graham. No, I don't think she's going to. I think that Ashley reaching out a little bit to Michelle went a long way for Michelle. I mean, she'll be watching her like a hawk, but
I mean, she said on the show, I feel like Ashley's being fake to me and only being nice to me because she's sucking up to me because she knows that I'm in Graham's life as a friend permanently.
I like that you said that because I want to see, like, let's say like a kooky moment from Ashley. I want to, when she doesn't know the camera, well, she already knew the cameras weren't on her a few weeks ago or last week. But I want to get more of those moments. I don't get to read enough of Ashley for these last 2 seasons from Bachelor and Paradise. I really want to get to know her because I guess we're at fault because we know Graham. And Graham's fantastic and whatnot. And I know I'm being protective of Graham.
I feel like we have the same friendship that Michelle and Graham have, where like if a girl's gonna be, you know, shady, I would cut him.
Okay, we gotta move. We gotta move a little quicker. I
would single-handedly choke a guy out with both hands if he. Yeah.
All right, quickly, Michelle and Cody.
This got so serious.
Stay in your chair. Michelle and Cody. What do we see? Yes, no, maybe.
No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Yeah. I think that they are both great, warm people, like very kind. I just don't see them together outside of this series.
I'm a contrarian.
Really?
I don't know why. I just feel like being. I've said that before we went on.
Yeah.
Then after, let's see, Christy and Tasos.
Yeah.
Yes, no. We got a few seconds. Yes, no.
No. I don't see it. Nope.
No.
Not enough time.
Not permanently.
Okay.
No babies.
And finally, Jackie and
Jackie. I don't see babies. I see a lot of fun and chemistry, but I can see dating. I don't see babies. I don't see permanent babies.
So we see the big winners in love here are going to be Marcus and Lacy.
Yeah.
All right. So let us know what you think. You agree, disagree, but
and my runner-up is Ashley and Graham.
What's that?
Runner-up is Ashley and Graham.
Really?
You got it. Okay.
I don't see that.
All right. We got to wrap up. So, Mr. Hoyt, where can we find you?
You can find me at Danny Hoyt on everything. Just my name.
And R2D, Cathy?
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley and on Instagram at Cathy Kelley.
And Nandonator, where do we find you, buddy?
You could find me at on Twitter at Nandovel.
Nice. And you can find me at JC Rubio TV. So for Nando, Danny, Cathy, I'm JC. We'll see you next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.